Welcome back to another devlog for my game, Project Zero, a small puzzle game that I'm making for mobile as a way to sort of test my chops as an indie game developer slash aspiring YouTube star before moving on to a more ambitious project. It is now the start of February and we are having a bit of a blizzard here, and so I thought what a perfect time to kick off this month's devlog. Now, it's going to be a bit of a shorter month for me. Well, I guess it's a shorter month for everyone, because I'm actually going to be taking a quick software development course at a local college and going on vacation. So I'm going to have a bit less time to devote to this project this month, but I didn't want to do nothing because I don't want to stop the momentum that I've been gaining. This month, I'm going to tackle something that is in theory small, but it's also something that I've been putting off for a while because I'm expecting to be really bad at it, and that's particle effects and shaders. In theory, it shouldn't be too hard to just spruce up my game with a couple of effects, add a shader to the tiles to make everything look a bit better, and just improve my overall game's feel. But it's also something that I've never done before, and so I'm worried that the learning curve is going to be kind of huge. Anyway, that's the plan. Not sure how it's going to go, but I'm going to give it the old college try. I'll check back in when I've got something to report. Welcome back. It's been about a week since I last checked in. I've basically been spending my time just working through a bunch of tutorials, trying to figure out exactly how shader graph works. I did manage to make my first shader, which I'm pretty happy about, but it's basically just this glowing ring that goes around the edge of the colored squares on the blocks there. But it actually ended up being pretty complicated under the hood, so a good learning experience at least. I'm not totally convinced about how it looks. I think the colors might need a little bit of adjusting, but for now I'm going to go with it because it lets me move on to the next thing that I'm trying to do, which is make it feel a little bit more impactful for the players when they actually land on the block and change the color from red to green. What I'm going to try to do is basically add some sort of like flashing glow effect, just to make it a little bit more visually exciting for the players. Always, I'm not totally sure how this is going to go, but I've got some snacks and I've got a whole night ahead of me, so I'm feeling optimistic. Well, that went okay. I managed to accomplish what I was set out to do, which was get that flash effect implemented, but it doesn't look as good as I hoped it would. I think it's something that I'm just going to keep adjusting as I'm working on the rest of the game, and hopefully eventually I'll find the right set of values. I'm really happy I managed to get this done though, because in the morning I'm heading out on that vacation I mentioned earlier. See you there. And we're back. Had a great bit of time off, but now I'm back, I'm here, and I'm ready to keep going. There's not a ton of time left in this month, so I think I'm going to keep it relatively simple. The last thing I want to accomplish is to just add a couple of effects to the end of level flow. I was thinking maybe just when the player hits the last tile to, flash all the tiles again, maybe add some fireworks. It's been a while since I worked with particle systems, so let's see how this goes. You know, for once, that actually went okay. I managed to set up the tiles to glow when you finish a level, though you can't really tell because my camera angles are terrible and need to be fixed. And I also managed to learn something about Unity actions in the process, so that was cool. I also got the fireworks working, and while they're on the simpler side, I definitely saw some fancier stuff online. I think for this little game, they're pretty good. I think I'm going to call this the end of the month's devlog. A shorter one for sure, but I'm happy to still be making progress. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.